Hey y'all, it's me Marty. Welcome to another video. Good coffee. And pistachios. Actually, that's all we have left. I'm gonna stock up. Anyway, welcome. Hope you're all doing well. It is July 15th. Monday morning, early, about 5:30 in the morning, 2024. Welcome to a little, I don't know, shop chat, maybe a little tour, just a little catch up, a little ramble. Let's pray you're all doing well. And yeah, we are halfway through the year. We are closer to Christmas than we are to the past New Year. Christmas in July. You know, it's not too late to be thinking about Christmas. I love the Christmas season, celebrating the birth of Jesus, and I love winter and just the season, and making wood gifts and celebrating with family and friends, and this is the time. If you're a woodworker, if you're a crafter, start making gifts and stuff. I'm working on Christmas ornaments. I was actually cutting a few this morning, and getting a head start this year. Stuff, kind of fun. So I decided to come out this morning, and hang out in the shop a little bit while it's a little cooler. It's not cool at all. It's like 78, I think. It's going to be 85, 90 today. It's actually raining right now, but it's cooler than it'll be later. And I'll probably be getting back to work, hitting the road today. So I thought I'd just do a little video this morning. So I've been home for a week. Just enjoying some home time. I love being home. I wish I could be home all the time. Someday. But yeah, I love some chores done, rested, some hammock time with my wife. And I was able to visit my daughter Danny and granddaughter Hazel. We had, let's see, what else did we do? I had men's Bible study on Thursday morning. That was wonderful. Yesterday I had my nephew Chris and his family, his wife Nikki, and son Matthew, and my sister Sherry. They came out and visited. That was a wonderful visit. We got to try to get family together more often. We were Saturday night. Was it Saturday night? Yeah, we were in the Litchfield Parade. We went to church yesterday, and what else did we do this week? Oh, my wife and I went fishing. We got our fishing license finally. Went fishing, and we actually caught some and cleaned them and fried them up. I made a video on that. Just putts in the shop a little bit this week. Mostly just some chores outside. Cut the grass twice. Put new blades on the mower. Just some different things. I actually spend more time in the house just because it's hot out and cooler in the house. But a couple days ago I came out and I cleaned and organized my shop a little bit. I mean, it's never perfect. It's a wood shop, but I got a new tool. Not new, but my wife picked it up for me. It was free, I guess, on the side of the road, and it works. I've never used one before, and I'm gonna try to use it. It's not something I think I'll use a lot, but there's a couple of cool things I'll use it for, so I'll show you that in a little bit. But I was just going to do a quick little tour. I know I've done tours before, but not much has changed. But I got that tool rearranged a little bit. I think I like this layout, a little cleaner and a little bit more room to work. Just chat a little bit here, do a little tour. Hopefully I'll get a load today and be back to work on the road trucking. So, just hope you're all doing well. And, it's kind of neat to have a place to do your hobby. I'm a woodworker. I've been woodworking for over 30 years, mostly scrollsawing, but other things too. And now I do carving and stuff. And just to have a place where you can have your tools and your wood and whatever you do, maybe it's a craft room, know, but if it's a wood shop, is to have a place. And I'm not out here very often. I mean, I work a lot. When I'm home, I'm spending time with my wife, family, and doing chores. And but it's fun to come out here and putz once in a while. And yeah. So I started woodworking a little over 30 years. And I have a lot of other videos talking about my woodworking journey and different things, and wood shops and Scrollsawing. Lots of those videos if you want to check those out. And shop tours. And I've actually done a tour this year already, but it's changed a little bit. So I thought I'd just do another one, a little catch up video this morning. But yeah, this is a 10 by 24 shop. We bought the floor. It's a big heavy duty floor on skids. Basically, it was, I worked for a company that built, sheds and buildings, and, they're real expensive, but we just bought the floor, and then I used scrap to build the shop. So this is nothing fancy, older tools, nothing fancy as far as tools, thrifty stuff, DIY, everything, workbenches. I just kind of put everything together, but I used, scrap, paneling and plywood and metal roofing and scrap windows and door, and everything is just all kind of put together. But it works, you know. It's a nice little place to come out and hang out and make some sawdust and create things and make gifts and things. But yeah, 10 by 24 shop. I do mostly smaller stuff. There's not a ton of room in here, but I think the way I changed it, I think there's a little bit more room. I kind of like it. So, yeah, I'm just going to turn the camera around, just kind of show you my shop and just a little bit of changes here. And, yeah, so I hope you enjoy. So, yeah, we bought our little hobby farm here in west central Minnesota, just south of Grove City. In July of 2018, and I had my shop in the garage, which is next door here, and then I decided to build a shop so there's more room in the garage for vehicles and working on vehicles. And actually it's kind of my shop annex on the side. I have a lot of overflow of woodworking and scroll saws and stuff, but this is my shop over here. And yeah, so I'm just gonna and I'll just start over here. I'm not going to go into real detail because I've done videos before. So this is the south side of the shop. That's my door where I enter. Here at my table saw here, nothing fancy. It's a very old Craftsman 10-inch. It works not real well, but I don't use it very often. So I just have it kind of there. And so what I'll do is I'll just turn it and spin it if I want to, you know, cut small stuff or long stuff out the door or whatever. Doesn't take up much room that way. So that's sitting there, and you know, loon welcome sign here that I gotta fix. I think Grandpa Mort or Uncle Don made that years ago. I'm not sure, I remember. Then I just got some logs here. I think this is box elder and maple, and just drying, and then I'm gonna split them or use them for whittling or whatever. But yeah, and then I just have an old Sony boombox here. I play cassettes or have the radio on. And a couple of, what do you call them, Bluetooth speakers. And yeah, these are the Jesus words I make. That's probably my favorite thing to make on the scroll. So I've been making them for many years. They're simple, and I like to give them away. This is a Korean cross, and then a Korean Christmas ornament. And I have a little calendar there. It's always on December 25th because I like Christmas. A couple old Christmas cassettes. So that calendar's on December 2, 2022. Then I have a shop board up there, and I'll put things that I want to make for gifts or orders for people or whatever. Yeah, that's a thermometer over here that I don't think works anymore. Some Band-Aids and hand sanitizer. I have a little cell phone stand there. Most of the time I'll have my phone sitting there, and I have it plugged in, charging. But yeah. And then on this wall, this is kind of my sanding area. I have a little poem thing there. You can screenshot that. I like to cut things out of magazines and hang them up once in a while. I have a whole bunch more to hang up. I need to do that. But yeah, so I know these are just different push sticks I made for the table saw, and this is a, oh, what do you call it? The gripper I bought years ago for the table saw. And then they just have some measuring tools hanging up there. It's got a cheap orbital sander there. Bins of sandpaper and a little rack of sandy discs and stuff. Some more sanding things. Not real organized. I like to be organized, but I'm always organizing. I need to do more organizing, really. So then, yeah, I got a Craig jig down there. We got some templates for sign carving and stuff. Whole bunch of router bits and stuff that people gave me that I haven't used. I think that's actually a dovetail jig back there. I don't even know how to use, but yeah. So that's kind of a corner of sanding and router stuff there. And then I got a box of cassette tapes. I opened that and looked at it one time in a video, yeah, a few weeks ago. And this is just a toolbox I made. If I go somewhere like church or go somewhere, I'm going to do a project or work on something, I just put my tools in there and take it. It's kind of neat, kind of old-fashioned type tool thing. Pretty simple project to build. But yeah. Then I got a big heavy-duty drill press here. It's just a Duracraft 3/4 inch model 1600. Pretty old, but it's really heavy-duty. My friend Don gave me that. So yeah, and then I have a little shelf of glues and different things, and yeah, sometimes I'll have paints up there, and usually I keep all our paints inside because in the wintertime they freeze, so I don't usually keep them out here too much. And a bunch of, this is like drill bits. I gotta figure out a better system. I made this years ago and it was better than a box, but it's, I gotta move up a level now, I think. And some templates. I used to make cribbage boards all the time, and little peg games and stuff. So those are just patterns or templates for them. Just what are the drum sander things and sharpening things, and some scrapers and paint, putty sticks, more drill parts and bits and stuff. This is my sign carving desk. I don't really carve signs anymore. I have a few different routers. I have a rigid router that broke a couple years ago. Y'all know the story. I haven't got a new one yet. Old Craftsman, and I think that's a Bosch. Some other ones. Actually, I got a cheap skill right there too. Little thing, and yeah. So I got lots. I would sit here and carve signs, and maybe someday I'll do it more. I made a lot for a few years there. I learned to carve signs by watching Dave and Eric Roten. You check out their YouTube channel. Super family, and yeah, they teach you how to carve signs by hand with a router, and that's how I learned. And all kinds of router supplies and stuff under there. Yeah, kind of a mess, but and I have a small chair there. I made, and it's on wheels, so I would sit it right here. That way, you're kind of eye level to the sign when you're carving it. I just kind of like that, but yeah, just a cheap vise on there. But yeah, oh, there's some prayer crosses. Actually, they should go over, over here somewhere. But anyway, that's my sign carving desk. That's a copy cam my wife got me, so if I can make fire, I like making my little fire cans for my little bushcraft fire cans. But yeah, so I got to drill holes in that one. That's gonna be a bigger one. But yeah, sign carving desk, drill stuff. That's all that there. And then this cart here I made kind of a sanding grinding thing. So in the back I got two grinders, which I really don't use, but I should learn to sharpen knives, chisels, that kind of stuff someday. I have them if I ever need them. This is actually a old scroll saw motor, and I just put a drum sander on it, kind of another rinky-dink kind of sander. This is a Craftsman. Oh, what is this? A 1" by 42. Another kind of sander, and this is just a, what is this, 4 by, I don't know, 3 by 15 or 4 by 16 or 4 by 20, something like that. Harbor Freight, well, it's Central Machinery Harbor Freight bench sander. That's the one I use most of the time. But kind of some sanders and grinders. And I got a couple of hand grinders down there and a couple other weird tools. I don't know what they are. I don't use a lot of this stuff, but it's there when I need it. Mostly I just use the sander. But yeah. And then I got a bandsaw. This is my new tool. It's this a Performax. I don't know what it is, 10 or 12 inch maybe. I don't know. It actually works. I don't know much about using a bandsaw, and I've never really needed a use for it, because I have a scroll saw, and you can do most everything on a scroll saw. But there's a few things that I think a bandsaw would be neat. My wife got this free. She found on the side of the road or a garage sale or something, and it works. It's smaller and not real powerful, but it'll be good for what I want to use it for. So you can do like bandsaw boxes on a bandsaw. I've done some little ones on the scroll saw, little puzzle boxes, but you can do bigger ones on here. But the big thing I want to use this for is resawing. And I don't have to resaw big boards, just, you know, even 2 or 3 inch boards, you know, using some of my fancier woods and resawing them to 1/4 inch so I can use them for making Christmas ornaments. That's the main thing I think I'm going to use that for. So I haven't tried it yet, but got that mounted on a workbench right there. So yeah, I got a bandsaw now, so that'll be neat. And then I have a shelf here. I got pictures. That's a scroll saw sign I made years ago, and one of my favorite scriptures, with God all things are possible. A couple of Christmas cards that I put in a frame because I like Christmas and wintry scenes. And then just all kinds of just, you know, pens and pencils and compasses and utility blades, post-its, carbon paper, all kinds of stuff in there. I got my Johnson paste wax I've had for 30 years that I use to put on my scroll saw, which I need to do again soon. And then some scroll saw blades and cups there. And yeah, then I have a shelf up here. I have just a few things. That's a mallet and a lighthouse that my friend Don turned on his lathe. Fleet Farm bank from years ago. A couple of trucks from Menards. A car, is that a Camaro, I think? And then an old Moto saw, high-speed electric scroll saw, one of the very first handheld scroll saws. And then an old large, what do you call it? What do you call that thing? It's not a wood burner. It's like a soldering gun. And then an old saw up there. Oh, and there's another saw over here. So I like, yeah. And then these are Christmas ornament patterns. So again, most of you know, if not all of you, I use tempered hardboard or just hardboard, you know, or thin board to make templates. And then I just trace them on wood instead of using paper patterns. I don't use paper patterns very often, but so these are just some things: Jesus words, hugs, smiles, prayer crosses, and then Christmas ornaments. You know, I have templates all over hanging around, and then I have bins of templates that I use, and I just trace on the wood, and then you don't have to deal with glue and tape and paper patterns. I still use paper patterns for more detailed, maybe one-time things I'm making, but if I'm going to make something more than once, I just make a template, and then I always have it. But yeah, those are Christmas ornaments I've made through the years. And then behind there, I have the alphabet, A through Z, and I use those to make names. So I've made names for people through the years. It's kind of fun. And yeah, that's that. And then here's my scroll saw. It's a Delta. So y'all know I'm not crazy about newer tools, especially scroll saws. I like the older ones, not real old. The real old ones are kind of cumbersome, but you know, 10, 20 years old, they're still really good saws. I've had many scroll saws through the years, just, you know, budget ones. I've bought some and taught classes. You know, I've taught kids in a couple different schools, scroll sawing. I've had this one for quite a while, at least 10 years or so. And this is one of the best ones, I think. I like the older Deltas. This is a really good saw. I have a quick release blade clamp on the top and the bottom. I need to sand and wax my tabletop. Yeah, I like to do that once in a while. But yeah, that's my Delta. I think it's the 18-inch. There's the information if you're interested. But yeah, you can, again, I have a whole spiel on that. I have videos talking about that, but you can get really, really good used scroll saws on Facebook Marketplace. Way better than brand new used ones, or brand new ones. The used ones are way better than the brand new ones. Anyway, I haven't had enough coffee, yo. Anyway, that's my scroll saw. And I have a shop vac under there. It's not hooked up right now. I got to do that. And I got a foot pedal. This works nice. You have it on, and you hit the foot pedal, and then it comes on. And I have a little scrap bin there. I just pull the scrap down in there. Not scrap. There's no scrap. The cutoffs. But that's kind of my scroll saw setup there. And I have a chair. Have it on a riser there, so it's the height I want. And this is a little shelf of different accessories. You know, I got screwdrivers and a file, pliers, different things. You know, I have a nail set and a little blade. I got some washers for corners and pencil. Those are my favorite blades to use. I like Flying Dutchman and Olsen. And I have a little mini drill press here, a little Dremel for, you know, drilling, you know, the holes for inside cuts. And then I don't have to use the big one over there. I just have this little one that's big enough. But yeah, it's kind of my scroll saw setup here. And then I just kind of set this up. And so again, y'all, that's why I like to make a video once in a while, because I'm always changing things up. I'm trying this right now, see if I like this. So this little cart I made here, this is all stuff I've cut on the scroll saw that I need to sand. So they go to the sander next, and then to be finished. And I got a whole bunch of stuff on the bottom I've had for years. I need to finish some of this stuff. And this is stuff that I'm going to cut. I got Jesus words. Those are Christmas ornaments this year. Jesus portraits, Jesus words, joys, hugs. I like to make those, some of the things. And that's the offcuts, not scrap. Those are offcuts. And I want to keep those for like intarsia and doing little things. There is no scrap in woodworking. Every little piece can be used for something. But yeah, I just have that cart there with, you know, so I can just grab stuff here, scroll saw it, put it there. And then that's ready to go to the sander. Kind of my little system area. And let's see how that one works. We'll see. And then on the wall here, yeah, I got some different things. That's my Uncle Don and Grandpa Mord. Those are the guys that got me into woodworking over 30 years ago. Yep. The mirror, pictures, Kleenex, paper towel, pencil sharpener, a couple of reindeer. Yeah. And then these are just, I need to organize this better. I say that in every video. These are just some shelves. So I like to lay things out. So I'll take a piece of wood and then I'll trace a pattern on it. And then I have things on there and they're all ready to cut. And that's what all this is. And it's just piled. I got to cut it all and use it up. And then I'll, yeah, use those shelves for something else. But going down the line here, this is kind of my library. So I have woodworking magazines and books in here. My two, so let's see here. This is Creative Woodworks and Crafts, a really great scroll saw magazine. Came out years ago. I don't think it's printed anymore, but yeah, it's a really good magazine. And you can still get back issues. I have a bunch of those, and then the newer one is Scroll Saw Woodworking and Crafts. That one's been around, you know, not as long as that one, but it's been around for a while, and they still have that one going. So that's all my Scroll Saw magazines, and then I got a lot of Scroll Saw books, other woodworking books, home improvement books, other woodworking books, Family Handyman, Wood Magazine, American Woodworker, Workbench. Those are some old ones. Some, yeah, different magazines and books, and then all kinds of paper patterns, binders of paper patterns, some of my favorite patterns, and yeah, then I have more here, just stacks and stacks of patterns. Then under here I got templates and wood templates of patterns. I don't know how I got so many patterns and stuff through the years. I got a zillion patterns, and most of the time I kind of make the same things, but anyway. And then I have just a kind of memory things here. This is a Sears Craftsman 18-inch scroll saw. That's the first one I ever started on when I first started scrolling. Really old, rinkety, dinkety. Did I say dinkety? Anyway, scroll saw. But it got me going. Then I got better from that one. And this is Grandpa Mord's jacket and tape measure suspenders. I got those when he passed away. That's a cardinal and a finch, maybe, I don't know, a blue jay. either Uncle Don or Grandpa Mort made. Not sure. A couple of silly little woodworking things that I think Grandpa made. And there's a flashlight and a screwdriver and a toolbox. That's really the only things I have left on my dad's. But I got those. And then I just got a printer. My pastor gave me a printer he didn't need. So that'll be neat. So I could actually copy patterns in the shop. Now I got to keep it. I'm going to probably put a cover over it so it doesn't get dusty. But it'll be nice for just making copies in the shop here. So yeah. And then over here, just got another old saw up there. I like the fine old saws and hang them up. Puzzle picture frame thing of Tim Taylor, the tool man. Great show. Gosh, real men don't need instructions. We don't, but it does help sometimes. I mean, I'm just saying. My sticker board. I don't have many stickers. Got a few on there. Some goofy signs of some sayings, Martyisms. And then there's the shelf of some wonderful gifts that people have made me and given me through the years. Viewers, subscribers. I have a lot more too. That's just a few things. I got other things in the house. So thank you again for anybody who's ever given me a gift. And thank you anybody who just for watching my channel. And I hope you get some joy out of it. And yeah. That's just a chair. I like to sit and drink coffee and eat pistachios. Look at, Scrollsawing magazines, woodworking books. Think about what I want to do. Sometimes just hang out, I got my little Bible out here. Read the Word or just sit, And what I really like is like the fall and winter to crack that window open. Have a nice cool breeze coming in. Yeah, some different signs. And then I have clamps up here. Now this wall is just kind of a, yeah. I need to, I'm going to someday get a better system for all this, but this is hardware. A lot of my hardware, nails and screws and bolts and nuts and washers and brackets and craft supplies and just, yeah. Casters and shelf brackets and just all kinds of stuff there. That's just kind of that wall. I'm going to organize and do something better someday. Someday. And then I just got, fluorescent lights in here. There's a really old. I started to get a couple of LEDs. I think the one on the end's LED, and I think this is LED. I actually got those from my Uncle Don. He's putting new ones in the shop, so he gave me a couple of his older ones. So, and I'd like to rewire the shop and, someday. Anyway, okay. And then I just did this the other day. I took my fan off the bracket and I hung it from the ceiling. So. Yeah, so I can just turn the fan on and get breeze going in here. I got another shop vac there. Just some things, I kind of getting my pile of stuff down. I still got wood stuff and different things to go through and finish and get rid of. An extra stool there. I have some clamps. I got some really long bar clamps up there. Some other clamps up there. And then spring clamps. Yeah. Just different things. And yeah, so I had this bench and that bench in the middle of the room. It was just no room for anything. So I moved that bench over to the wall. So I like the system better, way better. So this is my tool wall. Just got some power tools, sawzalls, jigsaw, another little grinder that my wife Marilyn got somewhere free, I think. And there's no battery for it, but I don't know. And circular saw, files and different things, and draw knives. I like those draw knives. I actually made a shaving horse or whatever. I have it in the garage in the shop annex. But yeah, stud finders, wood burners, calipers, soldering guns, screwdrivers, and pliers and different things, and wrenches and crowbars and hammers and saws and I don't know. Yeah, I got a few saws, hand saws, and I don't know. I ended up like 4 or 5 coping saws. I don't even use them, but anyway. I don't know why I ended up with so many of those, but they're little hand saws and just detailed saws, hand saws. I got a couple of coffee cans there, wood mallets and files and old chisels and stuff, a whole bunch of old knives. I got a garage sale, and yeah, so I'm just kind of using this bench. It's kind of just a desk, and Usually it's kind of cleared up, but I got to go through stuff. So I have a bucket down there because we got a leak up there. And then I have another leak over here. Sometimes they leak, sometimes they don't. But it's a metal roof, but I think I need to get up there and replace a couple screws. But I don't know. So yeah, I just have some of my favorite patterns that I have sitting here. I should just hang them up. And then, yeah, pencils and bits. And here's some upcoming pattern things I want to do. Just some different ones. Yeah, different things on all kinds of, yeah, things there. And bits and Post-its and, yeah, rulers. That's kind of like a little desk area. Got a whole bunch of drying wood down here for carving spoons and whittling. Got some apple wood and box elder, and there's some maple back in there and some other woods. And then I just got some patterns and stuff for spoons and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of that. Then I have my miter saw station here. So I have some just boards here. And there's my scroll saw and woodworker signs I made, kind of neat, like street signs. Some pictures and things, hats, and just some my little Ryobi tools, all kinds of offcuts. I'm going to use a lot of this. And here's a tip, y'all. You know, there's all kinds of places where you can get wood. Okay, I mean, yeah, you can go to a lumber yard, you can go to sawmills, but there's places where you can get just free wood, y'all. Seriously. You know, you can go to cabinet shops, you can go to places where they throw away stuff and ask if they have any. A lot of places have tons of little stuff that are great for scroll sawing and other kinds of woodworking, and they throw them away. Just got to ask them. You never know. Some places do. But also, look on the side of the road. People give away furniture. Or if you have old furniture. You know, I was burning old recliners and dressers, and I realized that the drawers in one of the dressers were solid oak. And this is like 1/4 inch or 3/8 oak. And I got a whole bunch of these. That's something for Christmas ornaments and other projects. And yeah, so old furniture, you can find some good wood in them. Just break them apart and stuff. And yeah, so there's a lot of just offcut stuff here. And then they just have some pictures and stuff, and old clock, and, you know, pictures of my wife, my kids, my mom, my dad, Jesus as a carpenter, a couple of favorite scriptures having to do with, you know, creating and, you know, woodworking and using our hands, and yeah, some old signs and different things, and just Hitachi miter saw. I'd like to get a bigger, better one someday, but it works. And then I like this system. I learned this working in a shop years ago. Great Plains Supply. My goodness, that was back in the mid-90s, a long time ago now. But that's what they had here. You know, there, it was a system like this, and you can lay a board out, and it can go, well, I can go out the door if it's really long, or I can go that way. Just works nice to have a station like this set up. I like this. And then a thing that slides on a rule. I got a tape measure there, and just sharpeners, pencils, different things. Yeah, and then under here I just got bins of different wood, small pieces. I didn't used to have it organized, and now it's somewhat organized. Did this a couple of years ago, I think, actually. Walnut, maple, yellow birch, cherry, mahogany, alder, aspen, box elder, ash, Brazilian walnut, cedar, abachi, pine, poplar, oak. Got some other woods behind there too, and just, yeah, I can just grab them. And, you know, that bin I'll go through, and then I'll put them in all these bins too. That's somewhat organized. Yeah, and I got a cheap little air compressor. I'd like to get a better one someday with a 50-foot hose there. And I got a fire extinguisher there for less fire, and I got some propane there for more fire. Couple of nail guns up there, a couple of hiking sticks, or, well, branches I'm going to make into hiking sticks. Broom, some tool belts, dustpan, got a brush there. That's a cut-off bin. Actually, I got to go through those. A few of those are good. I'm going to actually use them. Anyway, garbage can there. So I have a scrap bin here, or cut-off bin, you know, for the miter saw. That's trash can there. And then I have the little one here for the scroll saw. But yeah, broom, and then we're back to the door. Yeah. And again, I have a lot of patterns hanging around. Some of my favorite patterns of things I've made through the years. You know, I make templates, and then you just trace them onto the wood. I like doing that. And so it takes time to make the pattern, but then you always have it. And, you know, those are for some intarsias, two of my favorite ones, and all kinds of different things I've made through the years. If I want to make them again, I just take the pattern and trace it on wood. But yeah, and these are just some of my favorites. Again, I have all kinds of paper patterns and books and magazines and all those patterns. I mean, yeah, it's just, yeah, that's about it. What do I want to do in the future? I don't really need any other new tools. I just don't have the time. I don't have the room either. I wouldn't mind getting a thickness planer someday. That would be nice. I don't think I really want any other tools, really. I don't have time to get into other. If I have any time, I'll do scrollsawing or make some puzzle boxes or something, where I like to whittle and I like to carve spoons, because I can do that anywhere. But yeah, maybe a thickness planer, and that could go under a workbench or set up on the table saw someday. I like to wire the shop. My friend Don is going to do that, help me do that someday. Put outlets and switches and everything in here, so it's not all just coming through one extension cord from the garage. And new lighting. It would be nice to have dust collection, and but I don't know if that'll ever happen. Most of the time I try to sand outside. And it'd be nice to have a better heater in here of some kind. Love to have AC in here, boy, that'd be nice. But yeah, I'm thankful for my shop. It's just to put it together myself. It's some thrifty tools and stuff, but it's a place to work and to create and to make gifts for others. But anyway, I'm gonna end this video now. Just a little shop chat and quick little tour of some changes. Oh no, yeah. So then I have the main workbench right in the middle, so I can sit on it, but I can put something bigger on it and walk all the way around it. So I have some open space here for once. But yeah, just a little bit of a new, yeah, shop chat and shop tour, July 2024. Anyway, if you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Watch my other videos. Again, I have over 300 videos. If you enjoy woodworking, the outdoors, and just living life fully, watch my other videos and stay tuned, because I'll always be making more. Anyway, it's thundering out there. I should go dance in the rain. I've done that before. Cool. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.